Hi, my name is Nick Sheldon and this is ACM. So I was Nick Sheldon, I'm a DJ, producer and songwriter. I've been doing this for about 10 years or more. I started by studying audio engineering and then I started to work for Trevor Horn at Sarm Studios for about 3 years. From there I was a resident Ministry of Sound for 4 years. I also have my own project, Pandora Drive, which I write and produce, and we're just releasing an album next year. And I also work with various different people, Skunk Anansie, Skin, working on a Jamiroquai album with some amazing people. A career highlight for me as well is having a Top 40 iTunes album with Ministry of Sound. It was a live album I did for Canada, actually. I had a Top 10 Beatport record, progressive house, with a Sheldon track that I did. Just being able to work and doing what I love doing day in, day out. In my masterclass today, I am going to deconstruct a Pandora Drive record, which is a band I have with Thomas Knights and Karin, a Swedish singer. And basically just going to be going through, I've done a few masterclasses at the Clapham and at Metropolis as well with ACM. And basically what I've been doing is just literally playing them the record, playing them the finished product, and working back from there, how I wrote it, how I started writing it with Thomas and Karin, everything from the production of the drums, plugins I use along the way, and songwriting process, the production process, basically everything from start to finish, which I do to make a finished record. And I'll be answering any questions as well that they have. And there's nothing wrong with using presets. I mean, the presets are there for a reason, you know. I think tweak it, if it's something that's quite prominent preset, you know, it's quite, you know, you could tell what it is, kind of thing. Tweak it a little bit, but don't sort of go crazy about starting a song and having to start with 2 blank oscillators and try and work it out yourself. Like a big bit of advice is just use what's sort of available to you, with loops as well included. Yeah, when I read this card, it's quite a tricky one. I actually used to listen to a lot of hip hop growing up as a teenager and rap. I remember I remade like a bunch of Kanye West records for like my GCSE music or something like this. But my dad influenced me with a lot of music as well. He played me a lot of Moby, Fleetwood Mac. I remember even listening to people like U2 inspired me to sort of start creating music. Moby especially, because it was a very electronic based music, which is what I wanted to go into. People like Frankie Knuckles as well really inspired me to make house music as well. At the moment, I'm listening to various different genres all the time, very eclectic taste. A band that I can't actually get enough of is War on Drugs at the moment, which is a very good band. I'm going to see them live actually in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited about that. But I'm constantly looking for music to play in my DJ sets. And stuff that's going to inspire me as a writer and songwriter. Obviously the Pandora Drive album that I've done is listened to quite a lot. A bit of self-indulgence there. But no, there's a lot on my playlist. I'll delve into some old stuff, I think, like Phil Collins, like from going back then. If you listen to the production on that, and being able for myself to work at Sarm Studios as well, sort of I looked at a lot of acts that worked there, and like Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Phil Collins and Yes and people like that, and listen to like the production in the old records is incredible. It's very timeless, like these big records. But now, I mean, I can't really specify one artist to listen to. I'd say really just listen to as much as possible, regardless of genre. Even if it's bad music, you know, if it's produced badly, you know, you're going to learn from it. So listen to as much as possible. And it sounds quite silly, but it's true. Mainly I use Logic X, but I also use Ableton in conjunction with that, and I learned on Pro Tools, so I used that a lot in my early years. So I still use it occasionally if we're doing like a big recording for some drum tracking or recording like some vocal tracks, because the playlisting on there is quite good. But primarily Logic, which is what I'm most proficient in. I think production is a very big thing now. You need to be producing your own records. You need to be really up on your social game, because social networking now is just like primarily one of the main focuses. If your socials aren't there and people can't listen to you, can't see you on Facebook, can't see you on Instagram, can't see you on SoundCloud, then people aren't going to discover you. But you do need the content to begin with. So I think write as many records as you can. If you're doing dance music, house music, write like a bunch, say like 10, 20 records, so you have them there, perfect them, and then start putting them out for free, post some mixes on SoundCloud, and just literally sort of put it into people's faces, basically, which is kind of quite a pushy thing to do, but you need to basically push yourself as an artist, because there's so many people out there. I think Beatport gets like 32,000 records a week like uploaded onto their site as releases. So the competition is so high now. I think you just need to be really ahead of your game in terms of your sound, your productions, and your socials as well. I've got the Pandora Drive album, which is, as I said, me, Thomas and Karin, which is something that we've been working on for a very, very long time. We've got a single coming out next Monday, 6th of November, and then we've written the album. We wrote the album with Karin in Sweden in January this year. So there's a few little production bits to finish on that. We'll get it mixed, mastered, and hopefully that will come out sort of towards the end of next year with some singles along the way. We've got some great remixes coming on that package as well from various different artists. And as well as my own projects, I'm just working with Skin, the Skunk Anansie guys, and just continuing to find new people to work with, perfecting my craft even more, and just writing as much music as possible, really.